Listen, your employer will never keep up with what's happening in the market in terms of increases.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. It's your host, London Lamborghini. And in today's video, we have a special compilation from the real Lisa Beyonce, who makes career guidance content on TikTok. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm London Lamborghini, and this is the channel where we turn information into action and upgrade our health, wealth, and relationships. I am currently mentally disabled, so I'm unable to secure a full-time position in employment in corporate America and climb the corporate ladder and all that stuff. However, I am able to stay at home and do all the research I can so you can excel in your career. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button so you can stay up to date, and also read the description for the links to Lisa Beyonce's career guidance content as well.
Okay, what are my thoughts on job hopping? Great question. If you're new here, I am a senior recruiter at a global entertainment company. I interview hundreds of candidates a year, and I have a lot of thoughts on this. Now, it depends on your definition of job hopping. As someone who has had 3 jobs over the past 4 years, through no fault of my own, the pandemic was pandemying. So across those 3 jobs, I was fortunate enough to triple my income. So I'm a huge fan of moving on and keeping up with the market. Listen, your employer will never keep up with what's happening in the market in terms of increases. So I'm all for giving yourself a raise by moving on. Now, like with any and everything else that I talk about, you have to be strategic about how and when you do it. Don't be that person with multiple stints of 1 year of experience at various companies. That is a red flag both for me and for my hiring managers. Almost all of them are immediately no when they see that. Now, if there are different times in your career where you've been somewhere for a year, 8 months, things happen, people understand that. But if it looks habitual, that is going to work against you. So I said earlier that job hopping, the term depends on your definition of it. My definition, I would say the industry definition, is anything under a year and a half consistently could be seen as job hopping. Hope this helps. Let's talk about some things I wish someone would have told me earlier in my career. As a first-generation American, my family is from Haiti. When my parents came here, they had jobs, they did not have careers. And so as a result, there's a lot of things that I learned along the way. And had I learned them earlier, I feel like I would have been farther in my career. I'm very grateful for the career I have, but I want to make sure that you can get ahead quicker, which is why I created this entire page. So let's talk about it. Okay, the first thing I want to say is you belong everywhere. Especially when you do not come from a background where you've had those examples, it can feel very strange to navigate these environments. But if you were invited to the table, into that room, that means that you have value, and your job is to prove whoever invited you in right, and you have the ability to do so. Secondly, it's okay to change your mind more than once if you need to. I have lived many lives in my 34 years. I got my degree in political science, worked for a lobbying firm, started my own business, went back into the workforce. I've done a little bit of everything. And what I've learned along the way is that you will, if you are in tune, you will feel what makes the most sense for you. If you are intentional and pay attention, you will understand where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are and what feels aligned to who you are and what doesn't. And so pay attention to that. Pay less attention to being rigid and following a certain path, and open yourself up to serendipity. Third, and this can all kind of tie into the first one, when you are interviewing for a job, remember that you are interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. Similar to dating, we need to focus less on if they like us and focus more on if we like them. People get so bent out of shape trying to say the right thing and impress, as opposed to, yes, showcase your talents, but also pay attention to the environment. You spend 40 hours of your waking day at work. You want to make sure that it's the right place for you. Okay, we're out of time, so I'm gonna have to do a part 2. Things I wish someone would have told me as a first-generation American and first-generation corporate professional. Let's talk about it. Now this right here, we are all just winging it, okay? When I learned this, it completely changed how I showed up in interviews and in the workplace. No one has all the answers, okay? And these people that are interviewing you, they are just as uncertain as you. They have just as much imposter syndrome as you. So focus on staying curious, learning, and building your confidence, building your public speaking skills. Just wing it, but wing it strategically. To that point, focus on building skills and experience. The money, it's gonna come with the skills and experience. You only become an expert by doing. It takes time to build that skill set. So don't worry about the time. That time is going to pass either way. And don't worry about that money. If you're doing the right things, it will come. And speaking of strategy, be very intentional about what is true for you. Be self-aware. Take inventory of what you're good at. Look at the JDs of the roles that you're interested in, right? Not just where you are at your level, but what does the mountaintop look like and what skills are required? And then go get those skills. That's how you get paid. I'm gonna have to do a part 3, guys. If y'all are anything like me, y'all have a short attention span, so I'll keep my thing short. I am a senior recruiter at a global entertainment company, and I help corporate professionals to stand out in interview processes and in the workplace. Follow me if you want to learn more. Okay, things I wish someone would have told me earlier in my career as a first generation American and first generation corporate professional. Let's go. Working hard alone doesn't get you promoted. Now, I'm not saying not to work hard. You want to work as hard as it makes sense to work, but working on high visibility projects matters more in terms of career trajectory. This gives you an opportunity to flex what you're capable of outside of your day-to-day work, which allows people to see you in other roles. As someone who interviews hundreds of candidates a year, I will tell you excellent communication skills are rare. The more you move away from entry-level tactical work and into strategic roles, which is what you want, the more important communication becomes, be that written, body language, verbal. You have to learn to communicate to meet your goals. The other thing that I will say is never gossip. Even if, someone else is talking shit about somebody at work, don't chime in, don't give it any life. If you would not say it to them, don't say it at all. At least don't say it at work. You can say it to your friends, because I do. Okay, we have time for one more. No one is self-made. It takes a team to win. Hence my first point about not gossiping. The people that you see when you're down are the people you're going to see on your way up. The people that you fuck over in previous jobs may be the same people saying do not hire in a new role. So be very careful about your network. Be very intentional about your relationships. We are at time, but if you're new here, I am a senior recruiter at a global entertainment company. I help corporate professionals to stand out in interview processes and in the workplace. Follow me if you want to learn more.
You probably don't want to hear it, but starting off as a corporate slave is probably the best way to get rich.
I'd like to be tagged into this conversation. Hand raised. This creator is absolutely correct. Now, when it comes to corporate, I've always had 2 rules. The first being, if I have to be here anyway, I make it my business to make as much money as possible because I'd much rather be on a beach. The second is, if I'm not learning, I should be earning, always looking to do both. Listen, if you are strategic about your corporate career, it can literally be your path to financial stability. Strategic looks like working for an organization or in a role that would give you the acumen or the know-how to go out on your own. So as an example, if you want to be a real estate investor, maybe you should go work for a real estate investment company. That way you're being paid to learn. Strategic looks like targeting companies that maybe have a strong culture of development and are willing to upskill you or give you certifications, and then using that to get into a better paying job with a bonus. Then taking that bonus and maybe buying a rental property every year for 5 years with your bonus, or investing it in the market. Strategic looks like targeting companies that offer equity, be that big tech companies, I know they're radioactive right now, or startups. and either hoarding that equity for retirement or using it to invest in other things. And more importantly, strategic looks like not staying in a low-paying job that you hate. You are not a tree. You can move. Listen, success is not a zero-sum game. This idea that we have to either work in corporate or be entrepreneurs is not real. You can do both. Use what you have to get where you want to go. If you are new here, I am a senior recruiter at a global entertainment company. I help corporate professionals to strategically navigate and accelerate their careers. Follow me if you want to learn more. Save this video if you are getting ready to start a new job, recently started a new job, or are in the waiting room for a new job. So over the past 3 weeks, 3 of my closest friends have all landed new jobs after months of searching. So I'm really excited to launch this series in honor of them called I'm New Here. Let's get into some tricks, tips, hacks, all of the things that you need to be successful within your first few months on a new job. So if you've been following me for any period of time, you know that I believe that strategy and intention are your path to success in corporate and in life in general. So one of the things that I love most about starting a new job is that it is an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. Because first impressions matter, perception creates reality. So how would you like to show up in this space, being that you have carte blanche right now? Maybe in a previous role, you were the person who never spoke up in meetings, right? And maybe now you want to be seen as a subject matter expert or a thought leader. This is your opportunity to reinvent yourself. Not only that, maybe you got drunk at the holiday party and blacked out. Nobody knows that at your new gig. Maybe you sent an angry email to the office when you meant to send it to your boyfriend. No one knows that. So take this opportunity to become whatever it is that you want to be in this new space. Now, when we start a new job, it can be tempting to want to jump in right away and prove yourself. But trust me, do not come in too hot. This is your opportunity to set new boundaries. Maybe you were the person that said yes to everything in your last job, and you don't want that to be the case here. So I know that it is tempting to jump in and tell everyone everything that you know and everything you ever did and take on every little project. But resist that urge. Don't give 100% because you will be expected to maintain it. Where you want to give 100% is the high visibility projects that will get you the visibility that you are looking for, or development opportunities that will allow you to learn the new skills that you also came for. Because remember, we don't go anywhere for just a paycheck. Well, maybe sometimes, but that's not the goal. We want a paycheck and we want to learn something, okay? We're out of time, so I'm gonna have to do a part 2. But if you are new here, I am a senior recruiter at a global entertainment company. I help corporate professionals to stand out in interview processes and in the workplace. Follow me if you wanna learn more.
Thank you so much to everyone that is subscribed and to everyone that stayed until the end of the video. I'm so grateful for all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? It's free $99 to subscribe, and you will be supporting a tight-knit community for Black women by Black women. And let me know in the comments, what are you doing to secure your future career, and how is your career going so far? What are your career goals currently? Are you saving up to launch a business? Are you saving up for anything special? How is your financial literacy? And let me know all of that in the comments. So until then, see you in the next video.